A wise man, Carl Sagan, once said the famous quote we are all familiar with: "We are all made of stardust." Sagan said this metaphorically as well as factually, for this beautiful statement rings with truth. If Carl Sagan's quote is accurate, then that would signify that space travel and exploration in our cosmos would be, in a way, exploring ourselves and not just an abyss in which we live in. Mike Rugnetta, a vlogger from YouTube's PBS Idea channel, proposes an interesting question: will space travel save us all? You would think at first that he's wondering if space travel could literally save the lives on our planet from some sort of catastrophe, but his question really translates to: will space travel save us all, spiritually? Could space exploration change humanity's perspective on life and lead us to a more peaceful, compassionate era on Earth? But what does outer space have to do with our inner selves? First, let us explore the true birthplace of our planet and humankind. In the immense explosion and death of a powerful star, a supernova. A million or so years after the birth of the universe, gravity was born. And with the invention of gravity, stars and galaxies had the chance to form gas clouds by attracting and combining dust of different minerals together. Although gravity is the force that gives life to stars, it is also the same force that can take it away just as easily. Stars are orbs of gas burning at millions of degrees held together by nuclear fusion. Gravity pushes the star together inward, and the force of star fusion pushes outward to prevent the star from giving in to gravity and collapsing into itself. At the end of a star's life, star fusion begins to weaken and fade, eventually giving in to gravity and allowing the gravitational pull to force the star to fall into itself. This results in a massive explosion, a supernova. A supernova's eruption results in the sending out of extremely strong waves of force and many minerals and elements that make up our own bodies. This powerful force affects anything it comes into contact with, even a lonely molecular cloud of gas, which is exactly what happened 4.5 billion years ago to the cloud of gas that was to form into our present-day solar system.
But the amazing thing is that every atom in your body came from a star that exploded. And the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star than your right hand. It really is the most poetic thing I know about physics. You are all stardust. You couldn't be here if stars hadn't exploded, because the elements, the carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, iron, all the things that matter for evolution weren't created at the beginning of time. They're created in the nuclear furnaces of stars, and the only way they can get into your body is if the stars were kind enough to explode.
It is hypothesized that our solar system's creation was triggered by waves or ripples of an explosion from a massive star exploding light years away. So this extremely forceful shock wave triggered the molecular cloud to begin to compress toward the center, combine different elements, and to finally form a small, beautiful star. And what is that star? The same star we see in our sky every morning, that keeps us warm, that allows us to see the environment around us, and that allows us to be alive. Our star, the sun. The remnants of the cloud orbited around the sun slowly transformed into minerals, which then slowly began to collide together in order to eventually form pieces of rock. The bigger they became, and the more gravitational pull they would attain, made it easier to attract more pieces of interstellar rocks until finally, planets. The beautiful, emotional side of this is that we are only alive due to an exploding star. The dust of these stars gave us the opportunity to be alive. The European Space Agency, ESA, has said the iron in our blood, the oxygen we breathe, the calcium in our bones, the silicone in the sandbox, all the atoms we are made of are released during the violent final moments of massive stars in the act of dying. Since, like the British philosopher Alan once said, you are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while, doesn't it make sense that mankind is absolutely fascinated about discovering what's out there? On September 18, 2006, Anush Ansari became both the first female private space explorer and first astronaut of Iranian descent. She was aboard a Soyuz rocket in Kazakhstan and was said to have gone through an incredibly spiritual journey while aboard the voyage. During an interview with Kelly Young in 2006, she said, "It changes your point of view about everything, the way you live your life, the way you look at planet Earth, the way you would think about your part, your contributions to life on Earth." After her travel through space, she came back to Earth with a dream of promoting public enthusiasm for space exploration. There have been many accounts of astronauts like Ansari who experienced deep joy while journeying through space. Many have stated the overwhelming sense of serenity and positive energy they encounter while in deep space as well. Aside from astronauts, space explorers, and astrophysicists, people just like you and me have been known to marvel at pictures, sounds, and videos of outer space. In the paper from the South African Journal of Philosophy, Neurophenomenology, an integrated approach to exploring awe and wonder, a team of professors researched to figure out if the same feeling of astonishment experienced by astronauts in space could be felt by humans simply viewing pictures and experiencing simulations of outer space. An example of someone's reaction to the study is a participant who said, "I guess when seeing the Earth so far away, I realize how insignificant you really are compared to this whole universe and how there's so much more out there, but we're all confined to this one area." Now imagine if all politicians, social leaders, spiritual or religious leaders took a trip out into deep space and looked behind them. What would they see? They would see a microscopic, insignificant blue speck. But on that minuscule blue dot, there's every single person you have and have not met, every animal, plant that contributes to the tiny circle of life on Earth. Wouldn't that observation be able to alter someone's attitude toward the big picture of life? Most definitely. If important political, social, religious leaders could experience this, there is no doubt in my mind that they would feel only pure compassion and genuine concern for all of the precious life on Earth. That means you, me, our families, every animal on our small planet who deserves justice and peace. Now if we look on a larger scale, what if all humans had the chance to explore outer space? I'm 100% positive that we would experience a worldwide shift in modern day beliefs, morals, and virtues. This planet and everyone on it would certainly come together and truly begin to value each other and our miraculous home on Earth in order to care for it. Our differences would no longer be a reason to hate each other, but instead a reason to cherish and respect each other. There is only one you in this life, as there is only one me in this life, and there is only one Earth, our only home. Life is truly a miracle, and I believe this realization can be attained through the shift in human perspective through space travel. Thank you.